Just eat one.
No, I still eat anyway.
Just eat one. Which one's that one?
No,
Chocolate?
because what was you take a shot? You never take a shot.
I always take the fucking
No, you
shot.
don't, bro.
I always do.
No, I'm good.
Pick one.
No. Okay, but next time you...
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me 3. Like, give me 3.
Oh, I like that one. That's good. No, I'm saying like they're good. Like the oatmeal raisin. Like that's the only time I'll eat raisins. Like if it's oatmeal raisin.
You gave me the raisin one?
That's what you said.
No.
You want that one? It doesn't matter.
No, ya la agarré. Ya le chupó el diablo.
That's fine. What?
No, this is fine. I'll just suffer through the raisins. What's up, you guys?
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing?
Good.
You just drop a bomb right before starting to record. What the fuck?
I thought I had time. My bad.
Yeah, so this is episode 152? 152 of CharroBeans podcast, a Mariachi podcast. Appreciate you guys coming back. I know that today, technically, well, that's if we get done with this on time, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna have enough time to edit this and then record it, edit it, and then have it up by tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. Kind of just depends on how this goes. But we are recording 2 days after our like usual scheduled start time.
It wasn't my fault. I'll say that. What were you doing, Sam? It was Sammy.
No. It's just we usually record on Monday evenings, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Nights, yeah.
Yeah, Monday
Tardes,
evenings.
yeah.
And that was a plan. That was a plan starting us off for this week. But some things transpired and I wasn't able to. So I had to call you. I texted you, yeah. But it was like at 11, or something like that. And I was just like, hey, man.
I was worried because you said I'm going to Houston.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I still deportaron or some shit, you know.
What the fuck? I want to go to Houston? Fuck no.
No sé, but, I was like, should I ask? Because, like, you don't want to overstep boundaries, right? So it's just I was like, all right, be safe,
Yeah.
And then you mentioned something about a show, and I was like, oh, esto va a jalar.
Yeah.
Mela, And then I was like, oh, you're going to go play. It's like, yeah. Voy con una amiga or some shit. And I was like,
sí, güey.
¿Cámara?
Una camarada. No, she's a little known pop star out there that I don't know if you know her. Her name rhymes with Makira.
Makira?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mako short.
See, so I wasn't expecting to go to Houston this week. I was not on my list of to-dos for the week.
Was it on your bingo card?
It wasn't. I mean, I was not prepared to leave the city. I pretty much, this week I was even thinking, I was like, I don't have anything this week. I think I'm pretty free. Like, because it's been the summer basically right now for me, it's just been kind of chilling and just working as a mariachi, and just if like a gig comes up, like realistically I could be like, oh yeah, well, sale. I mean, I really don't care.
So yeah, I know Sammy's available.
Yeah. But not everybody though.
Hit him up. You have your list of like...
Yo, it's because I don't want to be like you. Remember you were like, I was available and they get like fucking 19 calls. Like all of a sudden, like I was like, wait. I didn't say I want to work. I just said I can work. Yeah, like my schedule is Thursday to Saturday, maybe sometimes Sunday. That's kind of been the norm lately. But this week it was especially. Well, actually, going back to last week, it's been a pretty hectic time for me. But it's just, but it's good. I mean, they're all blessings that I got the opportunity to do these things. But since last week, basically since Wednesday, I've been playing every day. Now that I think about it, yeah, Wednesday. Holy shit! The reason I wasn't here was because I did have a gig with. You know her, right?
Just be humble, bro. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was
una comadre.
Her name is Shakira, the pop star. Do you know her?
I know her, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard of her. No. It was an opportunity that presented itself since last week. She was going to play here at Globe Life Field, which is the home of the Rangers. So it was funny too because like this week specifically, also I had a big week because it was Mexican Heritage Weekend. And the Rangers always have like this. It's always on a Saturday, but this week it was on a Friday and Saturday. They made it like a whole weekend, which is cool. Like, you know, it's a way to kind of celebrate or at least commemorate the Mexican community here in Texas or here by Arlington. And usually it gets pretty big. Like, it's a big thing, you know. But I had that lined up for Friday and Saturday. I was not prepared for anything on Wednesday, you know, but I got contacted to go and basically play for her. Not for her.
With her.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I guess with her, yeah. Like, when I serenata, like, someone calls me, hey, you want to do serenata? For who? Shakira. I'm like, excuse you? No, but it was just kind of an opportunity where, yeah, I guess she does like this little snippet of a thing during her show where she kind of, she what she says is like an homenaje a Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
Because, yeah, right before she starts it, it's like a way to... That's why she brings out mariachis to kind of like... Well, yeah, mariachi equals Mexico, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so... and it's funny because, like, you wouldn't think that it's, like, songs that would have it, but they kind of have that rhythm. So that's kind of why I think they kind of included a mariachi. And then one of them is a trombone, which isn't technically, like, a Mexican... mariachi staple, but I mean it works for what it is, you know. I think music in general is always like a combination of all these things. So
if it was she wanted or like the color she
and it's a thing that she had been doing like in her tour in Mexico City and in other cities, but I think she wanted to do it in Texas because I mean there's a huge population of Mexicans here, so I got contacted to go to that gig, and again, like it was my first time kind of doing something that big. You know, I was like, me? I was like, yo pa qué, you know? But they wanted a guitar player, and I was like, well, I have a guitar, you know, like I can darle, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy experience because like I'd never been like in a show like that. Like, uno que es humilde, way, you just go to like a backyard gig, you know? So like, usually we play for like 20 people. Not 20,000 people, you know?
Yeah.
And then in Globe Life, it's 40,000 people, which there, it was like 40,000 ladies screaming at the top of their lungs. But it was never like an experience for me to like, I've always played in there like for the baseball crowd, but this is a crowd that is like there for like her. She's a pop star, you know? So we're just out there, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm like, just giving my best. They gave me in-ears, which was weird because you can only hear what's on stage and stuff like that. And I didn't know what to do. I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna play my little heart out and, you know, be part of the show. Then they asked us to dance, and I was like, fuck.
I saw that,
Yeah, like they had like a choreographer like with us.
Oh, bro?
Yeah, like one of the dancers.
You, like the moves? Like,
yeah, she was just like, no, pues that's así. Y uno que no sabe, you know. So I was like,
you said like the Mortal Kombat. You're like,
yeah, because it was just four of us, but all of the mariachis had to move at the same time. So I honestly struggled with more of the dancing part than like the guitar part. Well, it was funny because the guitar part was different too, because the guitar, it's in G flat, or F sharp, whatever you want to say, but it's in G flat. So like originally, like I was playing it in normal tuning. I think it wasn't until you like suggested like going down a half step, and I was like, oh yeah, what the fuck? Why didn't I just think of that? Like regular G chord, regular D chord. I was like, this is so much easier. What the fuck? But yeah, like I learned the music just so again, like so whenever they do pan to me, I'm not playing like, you know, el solo del cascabel, you know, like it's the actual part or whatever.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to get hooked up because it's not like it's not really meant for that. It's more like as a spectacle. Think about it, like it's a whole show and production. Or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I got to play, and then it was funny because I thought it was a one-off thing, like on Wednesday. And I got the opportunity to play, and then he had told me there was a possibility, like if something were to happen, like would you be willing to go to Houston? Yeah. And I said,
like pa qué, okay.
Well, I just told him I didn't know. I was like, but I think I'm pretty solid. I don't think I have anything next week. So I was irresponsible, and on Sunday I didn't sleep till like too late. I'm totally like I've been sleeping at 3-4 in the morning every day.
You're
like,
wild, bro.
It's because I have no commitments. I'm just like willy-nilly just out here living life. I was like, this is what people do that are unemployed. Like,
butt naked.
Yeah, just in my calzones, way, just see me on the couch, just like watching Forensic Files. That's all I've been doing. I'm like, oh shit, dude.
Sophie real tripped out that you're here. I'm like,
yeah, like all my pets, they don't know what to do since I'm here all the time, and it was just funny because like, again, like I wasn't expecting to go, you know, but he did say, like, just as a possibility, like, would you be willing to? And I was like, yeah, sure, but like not really thinking. But then I woke up to like calls like at 5 a.m. and then 6 a.m, and then 8 a.m. Like I didn't answer because I mean I'm a good sleeper. I'm really good, you know. But you know I was tripped out because I'm just like, oh, I was like this guy, and I was like, oh, okay. So I answered. I was like, hey man, like I know this is last minute, but would you be willing to come to Houston? And I said, what time? Like, you know, when it gets chambeador, I was like, okay, yeah. No, but I just had to figure it out because that's the thing too.
You're like, no, it's my wife's anniversary, but I don't matter. Like,
yeah. No, it's funny too because like, again, like anytime anybody asks me to do anything, I'm like, can I ask my wife first, or can I at least tell her? You know, like it's more it's because what I've told you guys before is like it's when you're married, like you can't just make decisions on your own. You can, bro. Es que tú no sabes esas cosas, güey. Like. In a couple years, wait, vas a ver. Actually, by next year, vas a ver.
What?
No, but it's just once, yeah, you can't really make a decision on your own. So I was like, hang on, let me tell my wife first. I got to tell her first. I can't just be like, babe, Shakira says she wants me. I'm going to go, you know?
She's like,
yeah, right? Told her, she's like, who? Nah. He's like, nah, you fucking with me. I was like, nah, for real, though. Is your text right here? You want her number? No. But it was like,
you're like saying Shakira, like, if you ask her, like, she's not gonna tell you no.
She said if you ask, it might be okay. Yeah. No, but it's funny too because I hung up with him and I was like, let me ask my wife, but she was still asleep. It was early in the morning, you know. Like I missed the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock calls because I was asleep. I wake up like all half asleep, the 8 a.m. one, and then I went to her and I was like, hey, baby, you know, being all nice, like. You know how I love you, right? You know, because we had like a breakfast thing. We were gonna do like breakfast together. I was like, oh, pues mañana, you know, I don't have anything or whatever. So instead, I was like, this other girl wants me, you know, like. So I was just standing at the doorway, like, I'm in mute, you know. And I was like, hey, so can I go to Houston for the next 2 days?
Just so you know, I have options. Like,
yeah, essentially, yeah. So I just told her, and she was like, no, it was. She was like, whatever, I guess. Not like, not toxic. Like, she's like, whatever. So, like, I hope you have fun. Like,
have fun. Yeah, like, have fun.
No, she was cool. She was like, we fought after, you know, after everything. Yeah. No. But she was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go, I know you're not doing anything. So I was like, okay. And then I called him back. I was like, I've never gotten permission before. Like, bro, what do I do? No, but it was cool. Like, it was a spontaneous trip. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, I'll get there by like 2. You know, we'll figure it out. I was like, fuck it, I'll just go and then see what happens. It's because she had a 2-night thing. Like she was gonna play a show on Monday and then also on Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it was a 2 night show. Like you were supposed to go on night 1 and night 2. So I was thinking, okay, well I'm gonna be here the next 2 days. It was funny too, bro, because I didn't tell you this, but I was driving, and like 2 hours in, like I was already like in my head, like I'm going to Houston, you know. So I'm driving on my way there. I get a text, hey, the Mariachi portion has been canceled. And I'm like, you're like driving, like, like this
what the fuck?
U-turn. No. It got canceled. So they were all like, we basically got cut, like, for that night. So in my head, I was like, fuck. Now what do I do? But then the bottom said, like, you'll still get paid. I was like, I thought I might. No. But it was cool because I was just driving, and then I was just like, no, but in my head, I was thinking, I was like, oh, but I'll just hit up I have some friends over there. I'll just hang out, and then maybe we'll go. We're still set for the night too, you know? So I was thinking, okay, that's cool. So I just kept driving. Got to the hotel, I met up with the guys, and it was real chill. I started working on my computer. Like, it was a chill ass day. I was like, okay, I'm just in Houston. I was like, I made plans with my friend. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to this place.
Like, no wives.
Yeah, dude. He's like, yeah, man, no solo.
There's nothing like this video, man.
Yeah, she's gonna hate it. Yeah. But I just told her, I just told him, I was like, hey man, just be my Houston tour guide. You know, like take me. He asked his cousin, bro. Like he was like we were both gonna go with him and everything. Like we had it all set up, bro. I just working on the computer. I was just waiting. I was waiting for him to get out of work.
Okay.
And then one of the trumpet players there, he comes up. He's like, "Hey, we're back on."
Okay.
I was like, "Fuck!" So I had to hit up my friend like, "Hey, remember that show I was telling you about? She wants me back." Like, so I was like, "No," because I had to tell him too that like I was gonna play. I was trying to like not give a lot of details because I obviously like I don't know what I can and can't say, you know.
Yeah.
So I just told them, "Oh, because I'm playing with the pop star or whatever," and then I just mentioned like, "Yeah, it's like Shakira." It's like Shakira. It's like you gonna play there? I was just like, "Yeah."
He's like, "I love Shakira."
Yeah. He's like, "I was already gonna go." Like
those hips don't lie, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I kind of had to cancel on him. I felt bad, but we went and showed up. Put us in a room and we just waited for our portion of the concert. And I think that's the cool thing. Like I had never been part of a huge production like that, you know, because like when you do a mariachi gig, it's like, oh, but you just get your homies, you show up, you play, and then you leave. But like this is like a whole fucking, it's like a concert is like a real life movie. Like it's run like a movie. I told you those in-ears that go in your ear, like you hear everybody playing live, you know, like everybody's playing, the music's all playing. You also hear like people directing people on there, like, "Hey, this is the next song," and then it'll give you like a click track. It'll be like, and it'll even give you like pitch recognition. It'll go like, so like the singer can hear it.
Yeah,
and then it'll say, "Okay, the next part is gonna be the little video that they showed before. The lights turn off. Here's the next song. Ready? Hit it." And then it will just play it. Like all of that, I never knew was going on during a concert. Like I always just thought it was like. Because like for us, it's like, "Hey, wait, Correo de los Pérez." And they were like, "What?" And it's like, "In fa, way." Oh, okay. But like it's all communicated like that.
Yeah.
But you got to keep in mind a concert has like 20,000 people, 40,000 people like sitting, you know, in a chair. They're all screaming at the top of their lungs. You can't hear anything.
Yeah.
So that's what they use those in-ears for. I was like, wow. I was like, I've never done this before. It kind of feels weird. Like usually I'm just able to say like, "Hey, wait, que tono," you know, but you can't do that. Yeah. This is a whole production, you know. But it was cool. It was a cool experience. I legit felt like que me va a miar, you know, like because there was like every night of the concert, I'm at the end, right, and she like dances next to me, like, and she like locks eyes with me for a second. I'm like, you know, like it's funny too because you kind of have to like step back and be like, "Bro, you're being recorded. Like, chill, bro." So I'm just like, you know, like, bro, it's so like nerve wracking because like, you know, I don't know her. Like now I do. Someone's come out. You know, like no, but like I don't know her like that. You know, I just know her as that person on TV or like on a music video. I remember her music playing like, you know, or like the music videos playing at the house like randomly. But people would make music videos and they would be like on MTV. So like that's what I know her from. You know, so it's trippy to be like, oh, like she's a real person. She's right in front of you. She's dancing. Now dance with her. Like, you know, I'm just like, you know, the whole experience was a little bit, I guess,
no, you're
surreal.
doing good, bro. You got a good rhythm.
Thanks.
When I saw the video, I was like, damn.
You see me like fucking, because that's the thing too. Like I was like, I kind of have to take what the advice I give to the kids, my students. I'm like, when you're up there, you're a performer, and like you got to look at it like that. Like no puedes andar paradote like como si fuera, you know, in the backyard and just like. You know, because like everybody is literally looking at you. Someone just paid $400 to sit in that seat right there. You know, so I was like, you gotta give them a show, wait. Like, okay. So I was just over here like, you know, I couldn't breathe, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, the whole experience was it was super cool to do something like that, and the whole time I'm just thinking like, dang, like mariachi and playing guitar got me here because like obviously for them to look for someone, it has to be someone that can like learn the music, learn on the fly, have a traje and all that. But just for someone to think of you to do something like that, like you have to know that person knows what they're doing, like mariachi wise. Yeah. So I think that's why they hit me up, especially because like I ended up doing it for 3 shows, so it kind of put me in the position of like, oh, pues I think he can do something like that, and then I proved it with the first one. So like it gave me the opportunity to do 2 more in Houston.
Maybe a 4th one, bro.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
How many more times did you come in?
It's a whole like
it's a tour?
Okay. And yeah, so I think she has a couple more. There's some in LA, some in like Phoenix and all that. Like,
you went to Phoenix?
No. I'm like, wait. I mean, that would be cool, but again, like, I think it's just because we were here, like, in Texas. But
yeah.
I guess I'm now Shakira's guitar guy. I don't know. Like I said, it's coming out that way. Now when I see her, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Ya pisteamos, güey.
What's up, Shaq?
Like, I follow her. She might follow me back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think things are getting pretty serious. Like, I almost asked her, like, when we were dancing, I was like, what are we? So I was like, ¿Qué?
You're like, Zara, I'm sorry, bro.
I had to ask for permission to smile at her. She's like, she smiled at me. ¿Qué puedo hacer, okay? Like, I don't know.
It's not my fault I'm bad. Damn.
Nah. It was fun though. Like, the whole experience was it was cool to experience something like that. And again, Mariachi gave me that experience. I was able to go up there as a guitar player. And yeah, and that's what it's funny too, because I was thinking about this the whole time. But like how we just had that presentation at UTA. We talked to the kids about like what opportunities mariachis can lead to after high school, but just like knowing music and stuff like that. Like, it's like who we talked about that, like getting connections and doing a good job at these gigs. Cause that's the thing too. Like if I were to go to any gig, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who, even if you think like, oh, look at this trumpet player, I'll never see him again. I just played with him with one chamba. Like one of the other trumpet players I was there, like I knew him from, only de vista, like I'd only seen him playing with some people here in San Antonio and with Mariachi Azteca de America. And I never had met him before. His name is Chuy. Shout out to Chuy. I had never met him before, but as soon as I got there to the Arlington gig, I was like, I know you from somewhere, right? And he's like, yeah, I played down there in San Antonio with in Gino's group. And I was like, oh, you play in Azteca? Yeah, that's where I've seen you. You know? Yeah. And once you form that connection, like right away, like you already have someone to talk to, and then 2, it's like it's an opportunity for you to get to know them, and then 3, it's an opportunity for you guys to work in the future and like have a better connection and stuff like that. And again, like that wouldn't have happened unless like I introduced myself, or if I just be like, we're both doing this gig together. Now we have that connection. Yeah. So now for the next time, we'll be like, I'll go somewhere and I'll be like, hey bro, what's up? Remember when we did that Shakira thing? Like, oh yeah. And then again, maybe I get recruited, or I can recruit him, because next time I'll be like, oh, he did a good job there. Yeah. Call him up, and then just do it like that. And I think that helps for anybody that's coming up in high school or anything like that, when they think that they could just show up to a gig and not say hi to anybody or just be disrespectful. Like, dude, like you never know who you're going to interact with. And I think that goes to show like how much like realistically first impressions like really go.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just to talk to people and just be and open up yourself to be available, and then something like that could happen. I'm very grateful that I got that experience, and again, it was fun, it was cool, and like I'll cherish it forever. I'll put it. Yeah, but it was an experience, but it was obviously an experience that I wouldn't have gotten unless like someone thought of me in the first place. So shout out to those guys if they are listening, but I really appreciated like doing that. It was cool. And it was funny too, because just like, again, like I was trying not to put anything out there, because like I don't know what I can't. This is like big time, bro. It's like showtime. I don't know what. I'm not trying to get sued. I was like, uno humilde, me van a quitar la casa, güey, like some shit like that. Like,
might get out of Sophie, bro.
Yeah, take my cat. I want the black one, because I have a little black cat. Well, we call him a negrito, but he's gray. He's like really dark gray. It's because he has such a dark contrast compared to my white cat that's just orange. Yeah, I have a little ginger, y luego uno negrito, pues, one's adopted. It's
he looks like ashes, bro.
Yeah, he really does. El Nibbles, shout out El Nibbles. No, yeah, but it was a cool experience, and again, like I got that from knowing mariachi guitar, so I thought that was cool. So yeah, it was fun.
You did it, bro. Triunfaste, güey.
Yeah, man.
And not only that, you also went to what was it? Con los Rangers.
Yeah, and then, like I said, yeah, like I had that lined up for Monday or for Wednesday. And then that week specifically, it was funny too, because he asked me to go to San Antonio, because in San Antonio, Shakira was going to do another show in San Antonio. And hey man, what can I say? I'm a trendsetter. I went once, and then I went on Wednesday, right? And then by Friday, she was in the national news. I'm a trendsetter, bro. What can I say? It was for bad reasons. They canceled the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
They canceled the show, but she was in the headlines because it got canceled. Some things are out of their control. But I got recruited to go to that too. He was like, hey man, like, do you think you'd be able to come to San Antonio? And I was like, I know we did it once, bro, but no, I just told them it's because I also have. I was trying to tell. I never tell people. I try not to tell people everything because you don't know if people care. But I told him. I don't know if you remember, but I told you I played with the Rangers. And I have this thing coming up on Mexican Heritage Weekend, and he's like, "Oh shit, oh right, you did tell me that." I was like, "I'm sorry, like yeah, I won't be able to go." So I told him I won't be able to go. So he was trying to find somebody and stuff, but it ended up not working out, I guess, because they didn't end up doing it. The show got it didn't get canceled; they got postponed to a later date, which they're gonna do. But I would have gone. But yeah, I got the chance to. The Rangers always do like this Mexican Heritage Weekend, and they bring out artists. And they brought do you know Regulo Caro?
No.
He was like a regional Mexican artist. Yeah. He's got good music. Yeah, he's cool. I never met him before or like really heard his music or anything like that. But maybe I will because I mean he seemed like a cool guy. And then they brought out Los Rieleros, which I know who they were because I mean I've listened to their music since I was a kid. My dad would put on their music and stuff like that. Like you hear him at parties. Like the guy's voice is pretty undeniable. Like you can tell. Yeah. And we got the opportunity to work with them because they were going to be playing like a song. We always do this where we play like a song during. Well, now it's like a norm. It's a thing now, I guess. But we play an ending with them, and it was cool because Regulo. It was funny too because like he wanted to see Mi Gusto Es, but I don't know if you know, but like a lot of bandas like play in some norteños también. They play in weird keys, like that aren't necessarily the easiest ones to do for mariachis.
Yeah,
like you'll look up, like when we go to a party and we're like just like chilling, like waiting to start, and they'll play like norteñas and stuff, and then you start like figuring out the bass part, and you're like, oh shit, this is in G sharp, oh this shit is in C sharp or F sharp or whatever, and so we had practiced Mi Gusto Es, but we hadn't heard back what they wanted exactly yet, what key or anything. But like me as a director, I had to figure out how long to play the song because I only have a minute and 20 seconds to do it. So like I figured it out. I got it down to where it's gonna be the right time, and then we did it. For us, we do it in re, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
In re mayor. So we did it in re, and that's what we recorded in. We sent it to them, and we never heard back. But then we got there, bro. We got there in a hurry because we were technically a little late, like to our rooms on Friday.
Okay.
Y llegamos. Y entramos and he was already in there, bro. And like I don't know if you know, but like these artists always come with their whole fucking entourage.
Yeah.
Like they come with a bunch of guys and like their photographer. There's a dude that like automatically puts the camera in your face, like saying what's up. So I was like, what up? Like so but we walked in and he was already in there. And that's the thing, like when you see all these guys on like posters for like concerts and shit like that, like they're always wearing like a get up or they have a tejana on or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I walked in and nobody had that. They all had the same jersey because they give them jerseys, like because they're the artists. They give them like a free jersey. So I'm like looking around. I'm like, mucho gusto, mucho gusto.
Yeah.
¿Cómo está? Mucho gusto. And I was like, which one of these dudes is the guy? Who's the guy? Like
she's yelling out like Regulo. It's like
to see who turns around. Yeah. So I was just like looking. I was like, which one is it? Because that's the thing too. Like in all the pictures, he had short hair. And I think right now he's like growing it out or something. So he had like a Beatles cut. He looked like you like George Harrison, like from the Beatles. He just had it a little bit long. So I was like looking. I was like, oh, it's him. So I was like, oh, mucho gusto, or whatever. And then I asked him. I was like, what key is he gonna be in? Because we practiced it, but I was like, what key? So what I thought was funny was the night before. Like I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but like I looked it up to see if it's not an original song by him. Mi Gusto Es,
Right.
So I looked him up. And I looked it up on YouTube. I was like, Regulo Caro, Mi Gusto Es, just see what come up. Every time he's played it with the banda, right? So then I looked at all of them, and I heard them all right away. I was like, this is in E flat, And then I went to another video, E flat. I went to another video, E flat. So I was like, I texted the group chat. I was like, Charros, I saw 3 videos, and each one was in E flat. So just be ready, just in case.
Yeah.
I told them that the night before. I was like, again, I'm on fucking owl time. I was like 3 a.m. like, so I was like, hey, Charro's like, I check in like just in case, for the next day.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got there, I told you we were late. We walked in. We were just, we saw Regulo. I was like, hola, ¿cómo está? He's like, ¿en qué la quiere tocar? And he's like, and I think he asked his guitar player, and he was like, no, pues en mi bemol. So I was like, fuck. Okay, so then, but luckily, like I said, like the musicians we have, some mariacheros, like each of them are like they can think on their feet, which is good because I told you like you never want to. I feel like with the artists, like they're always like on their time, you know. So like I think they're just trying to get it done and go to their next thing. So I was like, I'm not trying to fucking start a sectional here all of a sudden. I was like, as soon as he said mi amor, so I was like, okay, muchachos. So then they all took out their stuff, and I was just like, all right, let's run it. So I was like, fuck, I hope this sounds good. Because he could technically be like, nah, that sounds like not that good. So let's just cancel this, you know? So
let's do playback.
Playback on the and then we finished or we started. We're all like, how does it start again? Da 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 da. We started it there to make it shorter. Da 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 da. And these guys did pretty good. Like they played everything in E flat. I was like, eso charros, like chingon. So then we played it. He sang it along. He wanted. I don't know if you remember on Mi Gusto es. Sometimes people will do both verses and then the coro, but I had him do it like Allende, where it's just like one verse and then go straight to the coro, and that's how it was. And he's like, so we stopped it once because he wanted to keep going, and I was like, no, it's que. I was like, we have a time limit. Like we're not at your concert. Like we can't take as much time as we want. Like so, I kind of had to coach him through it a little bit, and he got it down, and we did it. So it sounded good, and then he was like, all right, oh, next time we do it, it'll be like live. So I'm like, fuck. Okay, so then he left, and then we did the thing at the where we usually do on the camera by the cameras or whatever. We played it. He sounded good. Went off without a hitch. Now we just had to do it the next day with Los Rieleros. And the same problem with Los Rieleros. We practiced it in G sharp or A flat because in the recorded version is in A flat. Mm-hmm. So it's higher than G. But we practiced it originally. They came back and they said, we can do it in Sol. It's just a regular G. We're like, okay, good. You know, because you don't have to play all those flats. So we played it. And then we're like, okay, we figured out the arreglo. We had to do a lot to it because if you've ever heard El Columpio, has a long intro. Then it has a long middle part, like where they actually sing the coro. And then they hold it out like, like they hold it out forever. So it kind of does feel a little bad to go up to him and be like, hey, we got to shorten your song, you know, because that's not the way that they sing it, you know. And they're used to being at a concert. They could do whatever they want. Yeah. So I kind of had to be a director there and be like, aquí es donde entra la canción. You know, like I was coaching El Señor Esquivel, the main leader of Rieleros. I kind of had to tell him where the vocal cues were because I was like, if we don't do it here, it's going to sound weird or it's going to not stop on time. The last thing we want is for it to cut in the middle. I've had that before. It's so embarrassing, bro. We're like, and you just hear like our us still going, but it's not in the stadium anymore. It's kind of embarrassing. So like we had it figured out. But this is how you know they're rock stars, man. Because like we were in the room for a while, and they said they're gonna get here like at I forgot what time they said, like at 1:15, so we can go over it. So we're like, bet. So we were just sitting there, we were waiting, and then we're waiting, and then we're waiting, and then we're like
past 1:15.
Yeah. Oh. So we're just like waiting, and they were getting like probably like a stadium tour and everything, you know, like they're special guests, you know. Yeah. And we're not gonna rush them, like. They're los rieleros. We're just unos humildes, you know, Mariachi de los Texas Rangers. Mm-hmm. So we're waiting there forever. And then we're like, man, let's just practice because we had to practice for our show. We still had our show. So we're practicing. We practiced it like 3 times, you know. And then on the 3rd time, they walked in the middle of our set. And like it was a little awkward because we're like playing our set. And me and Michael, who's one of the founders, I'm looking at him. I was like, should we stop? Like, we're having like a conversation telepathically. We're just like, should we stop? Because they're all standing there now, bro. Like, all of their entourage, all of them wearing the...
No, they're like, cuando quieran go.
Yeah, dude. So now, So, like, low-key, we're kind of like, well, they walked in on our practice, you know? Like, you were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago, you know? Because we're already on the mindset of like, oh, I guess the only time we're going to do it is like when we're actually down there and hope for the best, you know? Yeah. So, anyway, we were playing our set. They walked in. They watched all of it. And it was funny, too, man. That's how you can tell, like musicians care about each other, like to like see what you're doing, I guess you could say. Because like they all walked in, we're in the middle of our set, we're playing La Negra y La Vaquilla. We did with Toro Relajo. We're playing it. We're like full on singing, full on playing. I think the bajo player was looking at Matt because he's playing on harp and stuff, right? Dude, he was studying it. He was just like he had never seen a harp before. But I guess he was like like looking at him do everything. He's like, oh, you actually do stuff. Like, because like you just see like people doing this like as a harp player, but like, oh, he's actually playing stuff. He's not just like, you know, like he's actually doing shit. Like Matt's doing his job. And it was funny because they were just watching us and they were like appreciating. They told us afterwards like, oh, ustedes tocan muy bien. We're like, thanks. So we finished our set, and they clapped for us and whatever. And so then like it was like, okay, well, moment of truth, you know. So I went up to him. I was like, hola, preparamos poquito del columpio. I was like, we cut it down a little bit. We shortened the intro. We're gonna do a stop, and then you're gonna come in. He's like, oh, sí. Oh, yeah. And so I was like, okay. I was nervous as hell though because I mean these are fucking rock stars, bro. So I was like, so I was like, we le dimos, and we're like, da 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 da. And then I was like, ¿cuántas veces? And then he comes in, and I'm like, that's when you can like really tell, like, all these guys are actually singing like this. This is no studio, bro. Like they sound like this, yeah. So he sounded just like the recording. I was like, oh, this is cool. And but at the same time, while I was trying to process, like, oh, this is badass, I was also like, fuck, I hope I don't fuck up. And I was also trying to coach him to like when the next entrada was coming in. So I was mouthing the words with him so he can come in and everything. But we played it and salió, and we did it in G normally, like normal G. And then at the end, they were like, no, pues muchas gracias. Todo. We took a picture and everything. And the next time we played it was like during the actual the actual game. And it went off without a hitch, luckily. But yeah, man, the whole thing was nerve-wracking because, again, like, I think that's what's crazy. Like, as a mariachi, like, we're playing a different genre that they're used to, but at the end of the day, it's still music. So, like, se pueden acomodar. Yeah. But the hard part of doing all this is that, like, since I'm kind of the director, like, the whole time I'm stressing because I'm like, I'm just hoping that it all goes according to plan. Yeah. But in the end, it was cool. We played it. It came out pretty good, and everybody enjoyed it. But it's cool to like interact with these guys that like technically I've only heard like on the radio, and it's like a whole group, you know. So like apparently it's all his sons. I didn't know that.
Oh, for real? They're like family?
Yeah, like it's like the main guy and his brother started it, and then everybody else is just like un hijo de ellos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, like empresa, güey.
Yeah, it's like, a family business.
Yeah, bro. Dude, it really is, because like all his seeds are now at work, bro. Like literally. Yeah. So like that's chingon. And we got to go to the post game concert and everything, and we played. We got to watch them or whatever. I was like, I was looking around like, none of these people know that we just played with these guys, man. Whatever. They don't know we play for Mariachi Los Texas Rangers.
They're like, we're kind of the same if you think about it.
Yeah, we're just more sweaty than they were because we're like, dude, that concert got so crazy, man. But I didn't get to go to work with you guys because of this. I was out here just.
Well, I don't think you missed this. I
mean, it was. I mean, yeah, I still wanted to go play with you guys, but it's just I had a commitment.
Y'all hear this guy? No, está bien, güey. I get it.
No, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah,
it looks cool too. I mean, I saw some of the clips.
No, yeah, it was fun, and I think that's what's cool about playing like with like artists, because again, like a lot of this music that we play with is essentially covers. Like we're playing covers to other people's hits and stuff like that. Like we played Columpio 1,000 times, and played Mi Gusto Es 1,000 times. But like to hear like an artist do it, especially like El Columpio, that which was made famous more with, you know, Los Rieleros. It's cool to see it live. I think, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me saying this, but like Fernando, our trumpet player, shout out to him. He told a pretty cool story because on the way back from like playing and everything, and you know how Fernando talks, right? He's like, nah, bro, al chile, bro. Like when we were in the room, like we were like rehearsing with them, I was like, like he started to sing and I wanted to cry. Like I was crying inside. And I was like, oh shit, like for real? He's like, sí, güey, es que, like, la neta, that's because how he talks. He's like, la neta, bro, it's like whenever you hear like an artist, like on the radio, pues yeah, se oyen chingón, but like when you see an artist in front of you, like doing it and whatever, he's like, I was just trying not to cry when I was playing like Los Adornos. Like I was trying to focus, but I couldn't. And I was like, dude, that's badass. Like it's cool that you can have that connection like to like music like that. And essentially, like I would compare that to like me seeing like some of my mariachi idols in person. Like where I was like, oh man, dude, like I really enjoy like their presence, just watching them and everything like that. So like you get those moments if you're fortunate enough to like do something like that. Like I think it's very much a thing that you should do, like to like really just appreciate that you're in that opportunity and just like hold on to it, and that way you can remember. Because like that first show at the Shakira thing at the Globe Life, it was the first time I'd ever done something like that. But like seeing 40,000 people there for her, and like looking, dude, they all had like these bracelets like that had colors on them.
Okay.
And like during parts of the show, like they'll go along with the music. It'll be like, and they'll turn on and they'll turn off and they'll like freaking flash and everything. So like you're on stage. Again, like, this is my first time doing the show, so I'm just like trying to get the steps right, trying to get the chords right so I don't look dumb. And like also looking up, I couldn't process what was going on. And then with the in-ears, you can't hear them. You only hear what's on stage. And it was tripping me the fuck out. I couldn't hear my guitar. I couldn't hear, like, there's a girl like crying her eyes out and screaming, and I can't hear her. All I can hear is Shakira's vocals and their musicians. So I'm just like, dude, it feels like you're in a freaking dream or something. I was like, did I just suddenly like get transported? But I don't know. It was weird. Like I'm trying to think back to what I can remember. All I can really remember like from that day is like where on the back of the stadium it says home of the Texas Rangers. And I just see all these people, but I can't remember anything else. Like it happened so fast. I remember the Houston ones more now because but
you had less like adrenaline maybe.
Huh?
Or you had like less like adrenaline. You were more like
I think if I would have done the Houston ones first and then done the Arlington one, I would remember that one more. But that first one, it's harder, and it sounds corny, but I don't remember it. I really don't. Like it was just like, all right, well, we're here. Figure it out. And like, I mean, you've been to Globe Life. Like, it's huge. It's a huge stadium. So, like, when you put that for a concert setting, it's literally like a sea of people. And I'm like, they're all here to watch me, bro. Me, the guitarist that isn't plugged in. But it's cool. It really was cool. So, like, again, like, it all comes back to, like, I got to do this because I learned to play this instrument, you know, or technically not guitar. Oh, I thought I was telling the guy for the Shakira thing. I was like, yeah, my main instrument, I would say, is more vihuela. Like that's what I enjoy to play. He's like, but guitar, that's what I started on. Like, you know, and he's like, oh no, it's badass, man. Like I appreciate you helping me out. And I was like, no, pues, thanks for thinking of me, man. Like it's chingon.
Thank you for having me. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but those were some cool moments that I got to live through. But yeah, man, and it was fun. How was work?
Bien. Ahí andamos. You know.
Todo humilde.
Sí, güey. Nosotros sí echándole ganas, you know.
Yeah.
Como siempre.
No, but it was cool. And then I wanted to make sure you guys, and apparently you guys were close. Y'all were like in Arlington también, going to. Yeah. I had a gig. It was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys got to be close to me. I was like, I still have you guys in spirit, you know. Aunque no los tenga.
I'm like, I know you forgot about us, bro.
Nah, bro. The whole time Shakira was dancing in front of me,
you weren't, bro.
I was like, I wonder how my homies are doing. That's literally what I was thinking, bro. I swear.
¿Y te acuerdas, güey? ¿Cómo sabes? ¿Verdad?
I was talking to Rieleros and I was like, I wonder what Victor's doing right now. That's exactly what I was thinking, bro.
They're like, ¿quién es ese güey? You know, like.
I gave him your number. Pa si necesito un arpa, un guitarrón, güey. I told him. Nah, see. So, anyway, so that... I guess I had to talk about all that. But today's topic was what's a cool moment that you got to have because of mariachi. That's I always see like people's whenever they go play with like Ramon Ayala and they go play with like all these other artists and stuff like that. Again, those are things that you don't get to do all the time. And if you get the opportunity to do it, like it's cool. Like it's cool too that like other genres will think of mariachis to bring them up. Because yeah, like I mean, I think I was telling some of the guys there, I was like, the biggest show that I've done was like a mariachi concert, most likely, and it was probably an auditorium. Most mariachis, even now, like Vargas or like Sol, like they'll play in auditoriums, and those auditoriums will hold like approximately 500 to 1,000 people.
Yeah,
you know, so you'd have to multiply that by like 15, 20, like to get to the level of like these other big artists. So mariachis don't necessarily get as big as this. I mean, you'd have to be like, I think like Cristian Nodal has played like at American Airlines, which is like 20,000. It's like Toyota Center.
Is it?
Yeah. But like you'd have to be an artist like that, like Pepe Aguilar, Vicente back in his heyday will sell out like a whole stadium, you know. But it's not very common for us to maybe go to a venue like that. Like you would have to be like going to back up somebody or something like that. Someone that is a little bit more of a like Shakira is like one of those artists that like has done music in Spanish, in English. She's done like pop. She's done like there were some tracks on there that yesterday sounded almost like rap. It has like trap beats in the back. And then recently, like the song that we played was like a regional like corrido type music. It was a song de Fuerza Regida. And I was like, Shakira's on that track? Like, cause I never heard it. I was like, what the fuck? So I heard it and I was like, oh, that is her. What the hell? Okay. I was like, now I had to learn it. Like they gave me the song and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta learn this. But again, like she has that type of appeal because like you could like the Spanish side of her, you could like the English side of her. So that's why how she's able to like sell out these freaking huge arenas. Yeah. Like she has such a diverse musical selection. Like with mariachi, it's gonna be like son, una ranchera, un bolero, you know. And that's what you pay for. Like you want to watch all of that being done by like these mariachis because they can do it very well. But yeah, it's just you won't unless you got an opportunity to play with someone been like that. That's when you could see what like a whole arena full of people or playing for a whole arena full of people probably is. But nonetheless, like it's cool to go out and do something like this. So I wanted to see what you guys' inputs were on what cool things you guys have done since starting, I guess, in mariachi or whatever. This person says, I got to play on the same stage that Jojo Siwa performed on. Do you know who Jojo Siwa? I was going to say, I don't think you're that cultured. You know who she is? She was, I don't know that much either, especially like more. I just know that she was like a kid's star. Like she's like this blonde girl and she would like tie her hair. She would do like this long, like braid, blonde girl. No, used to dance. Bro, no. No? Okay. No. I was like, so what do you do all day?
Go outside. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, she's like, I think she does music. I don't get me wrong. I don't know much about her either, but yeah.
But I mean, it's cool for him. He clearly knows her.
I mean, he clearly was.
I andaba.
Yeah, he was also there. So I mean, that's fun. Would you do that? Well, I feel like tú eres chambeador. So like, if anybody would call you and you were like they're paying, you would just go, right? Like,
yeah.
For like anything.
I think so. I mean,
anything.
Well, what's like an extreme?
Let's see. No pants.
No pants. Whoa, what?
I don't know. I don't know why I went straight to like no clothes. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Like, would there be a gig you wouldn't do? Like, I don't know.
I think if it were representing something that I didn't stand for, you know, like, fuck.
That's what I'm trying to think, cause like, so let me compare it to this. Let me put it there. Like this last week on Sunday, like we had that gig where they had us walk at Magnolia. Like, so to give you some back or some pretense stuff, I guess we played at this restaurant. They wanted us to play for 2 hours. We played for like an hour, a little bit over an hour, right?
Yeah.
And then they were all like, "Oh, we want you guys to walk with us," because I think somebody passed away. I'm assuming because they had like flowers, right?
Yeah.
Well, they said that they wanted us to walk with them to their restaurant, which they made it sound like it was like down the street.
Yeah.
But if you've ever been on Magnolia here in Fort Worth, like it spans a couple of blocks. It's a long.
Well, the blocks themselves are big.
Well, we looked it up and it was 0.7 miles away.
Yeah.
You know, like to walk there, you know, but they wanted us to walk with them, which wouldn't have been so much of a problem, but it was because it literally like an hour ago, it had been like pouring rain in Magnolia. And then the issue was that it was still kind of like dripping and it was also like windy. So all that water was coming from trees. So like there was a lot of things that were going to get our instruments wet. So that's where I was like, huh?
They did get wet.
Exactly. So then I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But also I thought it was down the street. So I was like, oh, I think this will be fine. But I was like, fuck it. So I had a towel or I had my little rag. I put it on top of my vihuela and I was just like, all right, well, ya que. The reason I went was because like I'm in a gig. Like I don't want to be the guy that be like, nah, like I'm not gonna do this or whatever. So like I did it because like again I don't want to be like the vibe killer. I guess you could say. Like the whole time I was like fuck, because my instrument was getting wet. Like the whole time it was all dripped dripped on like the whole time. And then the farther that we went, I was like, fuck, I think this isn't as close as they said they were.
Yeah.
So 0.7 miles later, all the way over there, we finally get there, and like our instruments are completely wet, and we're just there like tired because like walking in your traje, walking in your traje, you know, in botines, all the way across this whole freaking street, like 0.7 miles away. We're just like, ¿cuál otra? You know, like. But it's like, again, like, I guess that's why I asked you, because I was like, there, I guess you said my representation, or how do I put this? Like, I didn't want to represent me getting my instrument wet, but I still did it. You know what I mean? Because you said right now, like, you wouldn't go to something you didn't want to, so you would fuck up the vibe to not do it completely?
Yeah, because like I said before, like no one's gonna take care of you but you, you know. So, bro, halfway through that first vlog, I was already in a bad mood. Like, I could tell the drips like falling. Someone said like it's just a little rain.
Someone told you that?
Someone said it's just a little rain.
Well, because I saw the family and they were all taking pictures. They really thought they were having a moment, which maybe they were.
Bro, they make a TikTok out of that. You're gonna see him in the back like.
You're gonna go on your For You page one day like, don't remind me of this shit. But it's because it was more like me. I was bothered by it too. But it's like, pues ya que, you know, like that's kind of the mentality I went in with. I was like, pues ya que, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I have to. Like,
yeah, it's already wet.
And then Pacabala, we played Amor Eterno. We looped it like 500 times. Like, they didn't want any other song. I was like, you want something else? Like, to make this worth it? Because I'm literally just looping, da, na, 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 na. And you know, our singer was singing it or whatever, and we didn't know when to restart. It's just, it wasn't pretty, you know. But maybe they thought they had a moment. But I don't know. Like, for me personally, I was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I was. Like I said, if they make that TikTok or you see me walking down the street, you're gonna see it, bro. I was in a bad mood. I was
boom.
I was like, I couldn't even tune it because every time like I tuned it, like a drop would fall on the string or on the peg, and I could see one of them just like.
Yeah, it's because it's not ideal conditions. It was like humid as hell. It's wet. You know, it's gonna fuck some shit up. You know, like, and that's why as soon as we got there too, like we got to that restaurant, they said they wanted us to walk to. I started drawing off my instrument. I was like, I don't have to wait. So I was like, started cleaning yours off. But I was just like, and then like the people are like, oh, sorry. And they went inside to get like a blanket or something. I was like, wait, ya pa que? We already fucking wiped all this off. They're like, sorry.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, like, can say again. No, está bien. Get the man.
He's like, what are you sorry for, bro? You still made me do it. Like,
yeah.
Todo guacareado. No, yeah, I was wondering.
But what were those? It's because there's a lot of like categories. I feel that. Like yes or no.
Yeah, yes or no.
Like, if you asked me to, I don't know, if Bad Bunny had a certain part for it, I would do it.
Okay.
Just because for the vibes, you know.
Yeah, just go, just cause.
If you asked me to do it for a certain political party, like a certain like big mariachi also did, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think I could do something like that either.
Yeah. So it depends on the thing, because what you're talking about is a weather thing where you do.
Yeah, it's a weather thing. Yeah. Right? It's because that was the closest thing I could think of, like that happened to us recently, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too. I've never gone to a gig where I was like, I'm not gonna do this gig, because I eventually have done it. You know, like I'm sitting there and I'm like, pues ni modo. The only time like I've gotten scared is like if it's a sketchy gig. I'm like, I think aquí nos van a violar, güey. Like aquí it just looks a little.
Like, ooh.
Yeah. I was like, that's not the part I'm worried about.
How about that? What if like, I mean, you know, they just gave you like the meeting spot, right? And it's like a building, and it is for something that, fuck, I don't want to bring any attention to this, but like what I just said about like a certain political party with a certain group. I mean, and you walked into it. Okay. Would you do it then? Like you're already there. You have your suit and your instrument.
I think at this point I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth the $100 they're gonna give us. I think I would just tell Arturo, like, I don't think I can do this gig, man. Like, it's just I can't stand here and quietly judge without also judging myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're gonna come up on videos too, like.
Yeah. I mean, it happened one time. I guess.
Oh, bro.
It's funny too. Yeah. No, I just straight up say it. Like we were at the ballpark and we're wearing red trajes, you know, And
Oh, no.
we're walking around, you know, and like I'm very much like when a fan tells me like, hey, mariachis, can tell que they always want to take a picture with you, so they'll come up and I'm like, oh, you know, take a picture. I mean, you're still representing something there, you know. Pero let's just say there was a group of people wearing all red hats.
Okay.
Like all of them were, you know. And it's funny too because like when they come up to you, they're like, oh, mariachis, and they don't ask, like they'll just come up to you. And then they'll start posing for the picture, and I'm used to it. You know, I'm used to them coming up and I'm smile for the picture because I'm like, you're kind of like on a mariachi mode. You know, like you know you're representing this mariachi. Well, there's one time a select few of them were all wearing these hats, and they already set up for the photo, and I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna walk off at this point. You know,
Ooh,
so
you took the picture?
I didn't smile. I looked pissed the whole time.
Okay.
Because I was uncomfortable. Like, again, like I was put in that situation. Like, I'm not going to, like, they're all set up. They already have someone like this taking the picture. What am I going to do? So I stood there, but like pissed. I didn't smile. Fuck that. You know, it's not what I represent. And that's the thing too. I don't know what they're going to do with that picture. What they put here with the mariachis that's that, you know, with us. I'm like, no, you know, like, and again, it's only happened once, but like, I can say a lot about that, but it's not something I represent. So that's why I wouldn't take a picture with that.
Is there an artist you wouldn't do it with?
What artist? What do you mean? Like an artist?
Yeah, like is there like a genre that you would be like, nah?
Oh no, I pretty much consider everything. Oh yeah,
like Peso Pluma.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Bad Bunny, Maluma.
I don't care.
Daddy Yankee, Calle 13.
I'll do whatever.
I would do it too.
I'll do whatever. Like again, if it comes with payment or if it comes with something that would be positive on my front, if they don't pay me, but they're gonna do this or whatever, they let us like stay and go to the concert.
I'm like that's the exposure whatever. I would play for free for. You know, like
yeah.
When it's like a guy with like 5 million followers.
Yeah, I'm chilling. You know,
you don't have to tag me, bro.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm especially after doing this, like. The experience is worth it, you know? Like, we did get paid for this, too. But it was also, like, it's just when else are you going to do something like this? Like, if someone were to hit you up, you know? If Lil Wayne calls me tomorrow, I'm going to Louisiana, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but it's just because, again, like, these are opportunities that present themselves to you. But, again, if it's something you don't represent, man, fuck that. You know, it's not for you. It's not for you. You know? You as a musician have the ability to say when and you will not play. You know, like if you're gonna play, you're gonna play. If not, I mean, nobody's forcing you. Nobody's forcing you to pick up that guitar and do it.
No.
So again, even like going back to that gig, like I could have said no, but like in order to not fuck up the vibe, I know that there might be like feeling sensitive because of what
I
the
was
situation
just close to
was.
saying like no.
Well, I think I almost told you.
You said like I don't want to be a bitch. I'm like, fuck, no, I can't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck, shit, man.
But if I was you, honestly, I probably would have put it in the case. Because they wouldn't even notice, honestly, if the guitarron wasn't playing. Because we're just like looping it, you know?
But I was like, can be a bitch, man. Yeah. That's my pride. I should have just been like, you know what, you guys...
Figure it out. Whatever. Yeah.
No me paguen.
You could have just done a cappella like, sí, boom, boom, boom.
No, I'll take out my little app.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, I get it. That we've read one thing here. This person says, sorry, I have to, every time I close this, it like goes all the way back. Every day is a cool experience because I'm a mariachi.
I like your mentality.
Yeah, it's good. O sea, like, deja que llegues a una tocada de 5 horas en el sol, güey. Like, then it's not fun.
¿Tú qué sabes de eso, güey? You're at the bar party con Shakira,
güey. Whatever. For real, right, now that I played with them, I'm only soliciting gigs with arenas. I le voy a decir a Arturo, hey, Arturo, what can I say?
Arturo, no, busca otro grupo, güey.
He's like, ¿dónde va a ser, güey? No, pues va a ser in Grand Prairie. Oh, ¿dónde? It's like, there's an arena there. Or not arena. There's a venue there. Something pavilion or whatever. I'm going to be like, if it's not at the pavilion, wait, no puedo ir. Yeah. And then we go to Dallas. If it's not at the TNT Center where the Cowboys play, I'm not going to go, bro.
My manager said I can't go.
Yeah. I'm not me, man. He hits me up. Hey, wait, ¿quieres llegar a una chamba a las 6, las 8? And I just send him a phone number and say, what's this? So he's my manager, wait. It's Zara's number. Yeah. That's my wife. It's like, yes, Samuel Ramirez Enterprises.
There's like, if there's no Scooby snacks, it's not going.
No way.
I take it back.
This person says performing at the NRG Stadium, playing in front of 75,000 people, and winning the Houston Rodeo. That is one of the cool things about the Houston Rodeo. Have you ever gone to it?
No.
No. It's a mariachi. If you don't know about it, it's a mariachi competition that I think it's like every March or April. And it's you basically you take a group, you compete. It's open competition, and then if you're one of the top 2 mariachis, you perform inside the NRG Stadium. That's where the Houston Texans play.
Yeah.
So it's a football stadium. So it has 75,000 people, bro. So they like go head to head with each other, and essentially like one plays and then the other one plays, and then the audience chooses who wins
by clapping. No.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like they play all this like cool fancy shit to get to that point, and then when they get inside the Houston Rodeo, they'll play like El Rey, Volver, and all that because they know that the audience does not care if you're playing like, you know, Un Guapanguero by Sergio Caretachea. Like they don't care about all that. They're like, da na 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 na. You know, like that's what they want to hear. You know, so it's funny because like that last competition is always like standards or like a dance number. Like they always end up dancing a cumbia and shit. Because like the object there is to impress the audience, not like a judge. But so the NRG Stadium, like I never got that far. We with Texas State we went, and you can't put a name also to the group. So we went, like, we couldn't wear our maroon trajes because it says Texas State all over it. Okay. So we went like in normal black trajes. You can't go as a group. You're just like group number 5, group number 4. That's cool. So
very unbiased.
Yeah, it's supposed to be unbiased. So like the judges or whatever, they're just judging you based on who's there, not like by the name or all that. Anyway, so then if you make it to the top 2 groups, you get to perform in there. So even if you win or lose, you still got to play in front of 75,000 people. That's even bigger than the Shakira thing. That's huge. Like the one in the Alamo Dome that was supposed to happen on Friday also was like 75,000 people. Oh, okay. So I'm over here like, fuck, that's like double what just did over here. I was like, that's a shitload of people, man. Just made like a shitload of Mexicanos, a lot of Latins, and like just are all there, and they're all girls, dude. That's what was like tripping me out. Like at the concert, I was just like, there are no dudes here. Like this is all just ladies, you know. I'm like literally, I know. I think some people were saying that one of the guys said something like that. He's like, dude, there was like 5 girls to every guy, and all the guys are gay. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, because they'll be dressed just like the girls. Like they all go out to support her, bro.
That's true. I don't think I've heard of like a guy being like, "Oh, I love Shakira."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like they were all wearing like what are those those dancers, belly dancers. You know how they wear like the shit. So like whenever they like move, they jingle. Like everybody was wearing that. Oh, the guys too, bro. I was like, oh shit, like. All right, what the hell?
They're like, I like yours. Like, no, these are different.
Yeah, they're all like, talking shop. They're like, yeah. Could you get these from some girl in Budapest? You can take it. No, but that competition is pretty cool. The Houston Rodeo. I've always wanted to go back. I only went that one time, but nadie me invita.
Oh, okay.
Nadie me invita.
You're pretty with Shakira, bro. Yeah.
Ya la hiciste. This person's. I got a performance. I got to performance on my state's Capitol floor. That's cool.
Were you there when we did that? Winterside? Were you there when we did that? Winterside?
Did y'all play inside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I never played inside. I played outside.
It's like on that big hall, no? Where like.
Is it where you look up and you see the nipple?
Think so.
Of the Capitol building?
It was a long time ago, but I remember being inside.
Because you know the Capitol building is like. It's a big nipple, it's a big boob, you know, like, you know, and it's got the
Great
nipple at the end. Bro. Well, that's what it is, bro. Like when you're driving through, you're like, that's a titty, you know. But when you're playing on the inside, you look up the boob, you know. See or no?
Sure,
Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, I never played on the inside. I don't even remember going inside, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe I did, but I didn't play. I just played on the outside. They were doing the grito.
El Grito?
Yeah, you know how Mexicans do that? Yeah, they were doing the Grito, but in Austin. And we played. It was like my first gig ever, really, with Texas State. It was pretty cool. They had like a whole stage set up, and we had mics and everything. I think that was like my first gig with Texas State. Okay. I felt like I made it big. I was like, wow, I'm like really here. Wow.
It's real fancy. Even walking up, you're like, I can't say away because it's like slowly.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's cool, though. You guys play in there, too? Yeah. Did you have to go through like the metal detector y todo ese pedo?
No me acuerdo.
They have that. Like you can't really go in there unless
Probably. I mean, you have to.
But like when you're a kid, you're just like, all I have is my guitar, bro. Like I don't even have a phone. Like, I think I'm good. You know. No, but that's cool. Yeah.
You're like strip. What?
Right. Take off your pants. Like we meant your shoes. Like my bad. So you don't need the pants. No. This person says the people and family I've gotten to make. The people and family I've gotten to make.
What? But
like you made.
What's
people?
the question?
Yeah, cool performance or
coolest experience.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess his experience was.
Oh, the people.
Yeah,
the people and family I've gotten to make. Like you made kids. Is that what he meant?
No way.
Unless he meant made. I've gotten to make. No, I don't know. I'm having a stroke trying to read this.
The people and the family I've gotten to. Make? I got to make.
Make. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like you met a lot of people basically.
We didn't hype it up how we did hype up the others. It's still a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You got to meet a lot of people. That's what I was just talking about. I was like, now if like something future arises, like or like another opportunity presents himself, the guy that contacted me is like, oh well, you know, Sammy helped me out for this thing in Houston. He didn't have to drive over here, you know, like he's a good guy, and then like call him up. And then, like, what if they call me and I'm like, oh, I can't do it, but I know a guy who can.
Yeah, he goes down the chain. Right? Huh?
Victor?
I'll be like, nah. Ya tengo jale.
Like, ¿a qué horas son las 6? And I was like, oh, ya tengo jale.
Yeah.
And I know, but it's for...
My new thing is, like, nah, no llego. Like, no llego. Because I don't like saying, like, no, I can't do it. I always make up, like, no, es que tengo jale. But now I just say, like, no voy a llegar. Like no.
It's like you're that committed to the chamba. Like no, you don't understand. Like, it pays, like, $4,000 is for Bad Bunny. You're going to open for them. Like, ¿qué horas es? No, pues a las 5. ¿A qué hora se acaba? No, pues como a las 12. No, es que tengo chamba a las 7.
I am like that. Yeah, like if I give my word, like if Arturo gives the time, like I'm like, all right, I'm committed. Yeah.
Bad Bunny's on. Like, no, offer him $50K, bro. Like, he's got to be there.
$1 million. I'm like, wait, ya tengo chamba.
Ya tengo chamba, güey.
No llego.
Y nomás paga 40 because, you know, es camarada. You know?
Yeah. It's Melody's birthday, bro. Like,
we can't miss that. Yeah. This person says, played at Madison Square Garden in New York City twice to back up RBD.
RBD,
RBD.
RBD.
I'm like, RVD, the wrestler? Rob Van Dam? No, RBD and Los Tigres del Norte. Bro, when I used to think RBD was like just the novela. I didn't realize they were just musicians too. Like, they sang and shit. I was like, so you guys aren't in love?
Actual voices? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, the biggest controversy, I remember I was still in Mexico, and, like, the biggest controversy was, like, one of the guys was gay.
Oh,
and everyone was like, no, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because they're in love. They were, like, the Twilight of Mexico, bro.
Yeah, he would paint his hair, right? Like, he always had, like, different colors. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Because I think in the show, he wasn't gay, right?
Exactly, yeah. Like,
he was just normal
for some reason, everybody thought the show was real life.
Well, I did too, you know, but I was a kid, you know, so I would have thought anything was real, you know. But I remember. And whenever they announced, like, their little return tour, I know it was a big thing. Like, it was a big thing because it was like, oh, like my childhood, you can say, okay. I think my sisters went to it, now that I think about it. I feel like they did. The point is, like, that's cool because I think if they were to call me for that gig too, I would also be like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Because I met, I didn't meet her, like, no es camarada or nothing. But when I was at Texas State too.
Maite Perroni?
Maite, yeah. I I call her Maite, you know. Not, nah,
Disculpe.
Yeah. I'm like, what up, M? You know, she daps me up and shit. No, like at my first gig with Texas State, we went to some performance too. And she was backstage, and that was my first time where I was ever like, "Can I take a picture?" Like, I don't know. Like, I felt weird, but I was just.
She's like, "You smell like Axe."
For real, I was like, "It's the chocolate one." And I was like, I know she's gonna fall in love with me, bro. That's what the commercial said, you know.
She's just like, take a sniff.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, do the thing Arturo does.
Oh yeah, like
Or like,
cologne.
smell my cologne.
Like-
He's like,
Fuck. I don't do one.
Imagine
Do
I
you see
get
the one with
tackled.
Saul? Or like,
Huh?
you see the one with Saul?
yeah, I saw that shit. Arturo, güey, no mames. Fuck.
That was funny.
Yeah, but it was just funny. Cause like I was walking around and I had seen her. Like they had said like, oh, that's my tip from, and I was like, oh, from Rebelde, you know, because I think her name was like Roberta or something, right? I felt like it was.
What's that way?
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I knew her by her like
Oh,
actor
bro.
name. But
Yeah.
no, I didn't say her name.
By her
you know.
character or whatever.
But like I only knew her character. I only knew her
Yeah.
character. I didn't know her real name.
Okay.
I think I had to Google that shit. But like I knew her de vista. I was like, she's that one girl from RBD. So I just went up to her and I was like, oh, you guys, puedo tomar una foto con usted.
I love it.
You know? I didn't want to be all like, puedo tomar una foto con usted. I think I just asked her a picture. I was like, ¿me toma una foto con nosotros? And then she was like, oh, sí, sí. And I took a picture. And bro, like, it was funny because like my whole family, my family, my extended family and tios and shit, that's what they would bring up. Oh, pues ya andas allá arriba con like they saw that one picture, they think I'm doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, no, she was just backstage. I just went up to her and talked to her. I was like, yeah, but we're pretty cool. You know, we've been texting back and forth. I think it's getting pretty serious.
She's coming next week, you know.
Like you see all the DMs and they're unanswered.
Yeah.
I was like, what, are you out of the shower yet?
It gets to like you can no longer send messages.
You have right now. You have to, it's like a paywall. You have to pay $40 to keep messaging. What the fuck?
She's like, fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool, man. Like, especially Madison Square Garden. That's like the most famous arena I know over there in New York. Like, every time I hear Madison Square, it's like it's a big deal when like people sell out that place and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a cool thing, yeah. But that's cool. And Los Tigres too, man. Like, I think the same way that I was with Los Releros, I would be with Los Tigres. Dude, Los Tigres are just legendary.
Con
man.
ellos sí lloro, güey. Like,
Sí, güey. Yeah. Like, I think I just have very early memories with them and stuff. Like, either hearing their music and then my grandpa had a. Y'all should go watch this movie, but it's you know La Banda del Carro Rojo? La Banda del Carro Rojo. That's hard to say. It's a
La Banda del Carro Rojo. Oh,
it's
yeah.
the song. You haven't heard it?
No.
It's un corrido. You've heard it before, I promise
Oh.
you. But they made that into a movie, and it had los Almada
Yeah.
brothers. Yeah, Mario Almada and then the other one. But they had a movie where they made it based off the corrido. Like, it's basically the whole corrido,
Okay.
but like in a movie.
Yeah.
And my grandpa had it like on VHS. And I remember one time was in Mexico. I'd be bored because there was no phones back then. I was a kid. You just had to like I'd just be like searching for shit to do. And I remember one time I went into like one of the rooms. There was a VHS player, and there was a VHS of La Banda del Carro Rojo. And I was like, I didn't know anything about Los Tigres, but I popped it in and I just watched the whole movie. Like, I have a very early memory of it, and it's cool because like I didn't even know who Los Tigres del Norte were, like, or anything like that. But like in the movie, it's like, you know how they have a song or whatever, and the artist will like play in their own movie.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. Like,
Oh,
they're
okay.
like Los Tigres are playing like in a bar.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like a grupo que está en the bar, but the whole movie is them playing that corrido, like parts of it, and it'll like go, and then at the very end when like he dies and everything, like,
He dies?
spoiler alert, sorry,
Stay
my
away.
bad. But
You
yeah,
can probably
like,
see it on YouTube.
no, yeah, I'm gonna look it up now. But I have a very like, what's it called? It's imprinted like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
memory of like one of my grandpa's movies. But yeah, like I would be the same way with Los Tigres. I'd be like, bro, like you don't even know, bro. Like, fuck, bro.
Give me a hug.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like I know you, dog. What the fuck?
I can imagine him like, you know, like guys like hearing Los Tigres and they're crying and like their walls are like, ni en la boda estuviste así, güey. No mames, you know, like,
Oh shit. No, yeah. What does this one say? This is from Matt. Shout out to Matt. Playing Stevie Ray Vaughan for the Rangers Astros game. That the way that came into fruition was cool. It's because Matt is our harp player, and Matt has this thing where like he always picks up the guitar, like Jesse's guitar from the Mariachi.
yeah.
He always picks it up and he starts like playing shit. And again, like the ideas that I have for the Rangers, like I like them to make sense and not just be like whatever. They also have to make sense to me, like musically, and I don't want it to sound like I'm just doing like a cheap knockoff or anything.
Yeah.
So I had heard him play that song before, like as a song called "Pride and Joy" by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Stevie Ray Vaughan is from Texas. He's from right here in Oak Cliff. Shout out Oak Cliff. and being from Dallas and everything, like he's known as a Texas legend. Like he brought back the blues, man. He was a crazy guitar player. I've been a fan of him forever. So I've heard Matt played it before. It was in the key of E. I think it's an E flat. Yeah, it's an E flat. But like we modulated it, and I was like, I can pick. I always try to think of something que la puedo pegar. You know, that's still mariachero. And I had the idea of with Vargas. Vargas is allá en el Rancho Grande. They're Popurrí. They play Mi Ranchito when they do it live, and it's in the key of E. So like I had an idea to like put both of those together. And I told Matt. It's funny. I still remember how I told Matt, because I was like, "Hey Matt," and I just texted him. I was like, "So do you actually know that song, or are you just bullshitting?" And he's like, "No, like I know that song." I was like, "All right, bet." And he would just like send me these little eyes, and I was like, just let me cook, bro. Let me cook. So then the next time that I brought it up to him, I was all right. Well, I want to do mi ranchito into Pride and Joy, and we're just gonna mix those. We figured out how we're gonna do it, and Matt's like, I get to play electric guitar like during this shit, and I was like, yeah, man, like that'll be like the cool part. Like you're known as a harp player, but you'll put it down, you'll bring up the guitar, and you'll get to play in front of all the fans, like during the game. We didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. We were just hoping that it would work, that like technically wise, like technical wise. And Jesse's like a good, he knows about sound. He works in sound and stuff. And he's like, yeah, you just do this, and you should be able to hear it like in the stadium. And I was like, all right, man, I'm trusting you. Like, because it's a lot, like to put all that together. But yeah, it came out, and fucking Matt was fucking jamming the whole time. It wasn't until after that he told us that you played the wrong ending. But you don't notice that stuff whenever you're like in the middle of it. We were just happy to do it,
Yeah.
And in the end, I was like, man, that was cool, man, because I really look up to Stevie Ray Vaughan. So like whenever like I got to put that together with like Mariachi, I was like, man, this is cool. Like it's a cool little fusion. But yeah, that was cool. I'm glad that Matt liked it. I think we always have like a memory at the end of the year that we talk about too. Like what was your favorite memory from the season? And that's what he picked, I think, too. He was like, yeah, playing that song, like, because he was featured technically, like he was a featured guitar player or whatever. But that was cool. That was a fun little snippet. Yeah. This person says played with Vargas. Have you ever played with the big group like that? Like, I don't think I've ever played with Vargas or anything like that. Or Sol.
Jimenez, what do you mean? Like,
that's what he says. Like, he played with Vargas. Like, because the only time you could do something like that is that you'd have to be like part of an opener. That also, because they'll do something like that where like at the end they all play together or something like that. Maybe at a workshop. The only time I remember being about Vargas is back when I went to the Vargas Extravaganza, like in 9th grade. I didn't even know who these guys were. I was just like, oh, Mexicans. Apparently they're in Vargas.
Yeah.
I just know who Pato was. I knew who Pato was, and that's why I took a picture with him or whatever. But realistically, I didn't know much about stuff. So, but I've never gotten the chance to play with anybody de los grandes, I guess you could say.
No,
but it's because it's hard to be, again, like it's not something that just happens. Like you'd have to like be in a group or like somehow accompany them or something like that. Like it'd be pretty hard to play with those guys, But to have that as a highlight, that's fucking badass. Cherish that, man. Like it's chingon, playing with these.
Las fotos.
Yeah. This one comes from Saul. I'll say it because he's actually been on the pod, right? So I don't. This is from Saul. He played at Premio Lo Nuestro with Alejandro Fernandez and with Los Aguilar. So all the Aguilar people and with artists watching. I think that's the part. Remember when he went over there and did that?
Yeah.
I think that was the trippy part when he told us. He's like, yeah, like I was in the audience, and I think what was weird was that like 1 minute you're seeing Eki's artist, and right next to them is like another artist. Right next to that is like Becky. He said he saw Becky G there.
Yeah.
He's like, and they're all just like sitting in the rows. Because like we're used to playing for like una señora that's not paying attention or whatever, or like a guy that's not paying attention. But like these are all like musicians and artists, so they're gonna be watching Pepe Aguilar, Alejandro Fernandez. Ahí sí me meo, güey. Because I think that's the difference. You're playing for like artists. Like they're all like they're not judging you, but they're artists. They know about music. They sing and all that shit. So I feel like I would be scared. Like I don't know about you personally, but especially too if Becky G was there, I'd already be nervous. I'm like, hola, all creepy.
Like as you're playing, like, hola. Like, he's getting closer to her, like,
like your cue's over there, buddy. Like you're on the tape. There's an X on the ground. Like, oh my bad. You just walk all the way. All sad. No, man.
Becky G's fucking like security is about to tackle you down, bro.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
one more step.
exactly. Yeah, I think that's. Oh man, that's creep. Not creepy. That's not the word I want to use. It's hard to imagine that. Like again, like with Shakira was already like that. Like I was like, dude, this person exists only on TV. So she's right in front of you.
Yeah.
She's locking eyes with you. What do you do? And I was like, I was just like smiling, bro. I didn't know what else to do. Like, sí me envié poquito, but like I can't imagine like being next to all these like real artists that you hear about on TV and stuff like that, or like actresses. Like if I were to see like actresses like from, I'd be like, I saw you on the novela, you know, or like even the guys, I'd be like, you were the bad guy. Like I wouldn't know how to act.
How could you, bro?
Yeah, like I just think that I feel like I would have that type of reaction, that I would be like, and then I would think that I'm like the main character. Like I would think like, no, they're definitely watching me. Like, bro, they're not watching me. But like that's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah,
I'd be thinking like, no, me están mirando. Like, gotta have the fucking right chord. Like, what if afterwards she's like, I really like the way you play. You know,
Yeah.
like I feel like that would happen. Like it's not gonna happen. Wait, like quit thinking that. Like, what are you doing?
Are you okay, bro?
Yeah. I was just like, I'm just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it. No, but it's trippy to think that all these people are there to watch. Obviously, Alejandro and Los Aguilar, but then they have artists there. Like,
Yeah.
nah, see, wait, that's like,
Well, it could happen the same thing, you know, where they see you and you could get like another opportunity like that. Where,
yeah,
Like,
who knows? Yeah.
like, hey, bro, Kyle, you know, Becky G's like, Kyle, bro, like,
You're like, I don't know. Like, nah, it's just I have a party. Quiero que toques. I'm that like, I thought you wanted my number.
yeah, so
So like,
Yeah.
she's fucking pointing at you. She's like, what the fuck?
yeah, so I can sell you the payment. It's like, no, pero so like to be together is like, bitch. Like,
Yeah. She's like, shut up. And then like a fucking dude tackles you.
she's like, I can ask someone else. Like,
Yeah.
like, now you don't have like Becky G and the Champa, bro. You know,
Yeah.
like,
We lost everything. Hasta tu guitarra, güey, la quebraron y todo. Fuck, bro.
because the security guy tackled you.
Yeah, por eso digo, güey. Es Morales. Nah, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
nah.
I think that would be nerve-wracking. But it's a cool, again, I remember when Saul was telling us about it, I was just like, hey, man, like that sounds badass. Like, just
Yeah.
to be in a room full of all this, like, talent, you know, and just Tono todo Mila just playing violin, you know, like, or like, because that's the thing, too. Like, nobody's there to watch you, technically. Like,
Yeah.
you're backing up the artist, like, the main attraction. Like, so everybody's technically looking at him, but hey, you don't never know, man.
Yeah.
You smile, you look good, you pretended pretty good, and they're like, you know what, that guy right there, that guy right there.
He's got a future.
Yeah, because también he got real lucky too, because like they were taking pictures of the event, and he got like some that were like right next to Alejandro, like
Yeah.
they, you know, that's just what they ended up putting out to social media and stuff. It's like, that's badass, like, you know, like that's just a moment that like technically, if they didn't capture that photo, like it would have just lived in your memory, but like someone got that for
Yeah.
for that 1 second. That's what I was hoping on with the freaking Shakira thing, because I was like, I can't take pictures, but I was just hoping that like one of their
That
professional.
might come up.
You never know, but like if I find a picture and it's like me and her smiling, because in my head we fell in love, you know, like she was looking at me, I was looking at her, and I was like, what are we? But that only lasted like a second, you
Yeah.
know. I guess in my head I processed that like we lived the whole life together. Apparently,
Yeah, to her it was just like, you know.
yeah. If someone didn't snap that, I'm like, it only exists in my head. you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe that's what makes it extra special, you know.
No, I want to see it. And then you look at me and I'm like, todo pinche guacareado, like,
He looked todo sudado.
todo sudado, like, yeah,
Or
we're just
like,
gonna
yeah.
delete this one.
Yeah, you look like that, but Shakira's like,
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, for sure, don't bring this guy
Like
on the
Houston.
tour again.
Houston is like, not this guy again. Like, he's just like,
For real, right? Playing Arlington, she's like, yeah, don't bring back that guy. In Houston, she's like, what the fuck did I say? What the?
it's like, I thought you meant
That's
the
why we
other
got
guy.
canceled.
Yeah.
She heard it was coming back. Like, este güey otra vez. Fuck. Okay. Nah, yeah. Good times. Anyway, next one. Thinking we'd accompany Majo Aguilar, but she canceled last minute. That's where I'm telling you, man. Like, I think I told my wife that. I was like, that's how you know this is like big time, because like they could just make decisions like that. Like, I'm literally on my way to Houston, and they're like, oh, it's canceled. Like, they can make those decisions, you know. And it's like, was again after they said, oh, you're still getting paid. I was like, pues, no hay pedo. Yeah. I just chill in Houston or whatever. And then for them to, and then I was telling my wife that too. I was like, surely they're not going to tell us anything like 2 hours, 3 hours before the show. Like, no, like they have to have all this planned out.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're back on. And I was like, you know, like, all right, you know, but again, that's just stuff that happens, you know. Like, I guess that's when you're like literally the star, you could just make. I mean, I'm not saying that she's the one that was like, no, cancel the mariachi or like they're back on. I'm saying more like these shows like have 1,000 people in this production, you know, and they could just make decisions like that. If they want to cut you, they cut you. If they want to add you, they add you. You know, but like that's just, I guess, what's it called? Show business. Like, show business just, vámonos. Yeah.
Se acabó.
So you didn't get to perform with this Majo Aguilar, but yeah, honestly, it's just because you're like honestly the last priority. You know, like their priority is like sound check, make sure that everything is running smoothly.
Sure that they're good.
Yeah, because they were telling me the San Antonio one también, pues they got canceled, and it was kind of a last minute thing, you know. But it's something that's not planned for. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? Unfortunately, but this next person says.
This next person.
Oh, it's my wife. I was like, oh shit, she found us. She goes up, playing at the old Rangers ballpark and holding a Hispanic flag on the field at AT&T. Yeah, like
that's not mariachi. What the fuck?
No, it is.
I think it is.
So she played at the old ballpark back before they had like the official mariachi. Us, like they used to bring mariachis out to the ballpark, and like they would have like, you know, for Hispanic heritage, they would have them just play like in the concourse and stuff like that. That's one thing I never did. I don't think I ever got to play at the old Rangers stadium. So she's got that over me, you know. I've only played at the new stadium. And then she got the opportunity to play with Albert, who now runs the stuff with the Cowboys Mariachi. Before they had that.
You guys are rivals, bro?
Yeah, I guess. Nah, he's cool, man. But
well, you get nervous, bro.
I was like, no. Like he's had this thing for a couple years now. And but before, like he would, because I played twice with the Cowboys Mariachi. That was cool. Yeah, that was a couple years ago. But Zero went one time as a guitar player, and they also had them, I think, go out and like hold the flag in the middle of the field. So she got to like be on the field, like I think during like game time. So I thought that was cool. But it's cool because like again, it's a representation that like these organizations hopefully and have the last couple of years have seen that mariachi is like relevant. We want to, you know, have some sort of representation at this football game, at this baseball game. Like that's all cool. And then she put, even though Sammy plays at the ballpark all the time and casually accompanies Shakira.
What a hater, bro.
She's just hating, bro. I don't know. No más por eso, way. I'm gonna lock the doors.
I think she's already here.
Oh shit! Fuck, she's already here.
Figure out, bro.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I guess to leave the rest of this for the Charro chat, just to kind of finish this. Yeah, you get a lot of experiences with mariachi. I think it's cool that again, like you can pretty much be called up for anything at any point. But again, I think it goes back to you get these opportunities. When you do, be grateful for them, and then also make sure you try to do good at them so that way they keep coming. You know, that's kind of the idea. You want to make sure that no matter what you do it well, so that way you can continue to keep getting opportunities like that. Because I don't know about you, but if you don't do good at whatever it is that you're doing, people won't call you.
Yeah,
like, no matter what. And you could also be a great musician, but if you're just an asshole and you don't know how to talk to people and you're just sitting there and you just like act like you're above all this, like people won't want you back. Like,
but you look at me like that.
No, I'm just saying, like,
sí,
yeah, you just gotta look like you want to be there, you know, because at the end of the day, you never know what interaction you're gonna make. Like there during the catering of the Shakira thing, I was just talking to like people that run the show. They were telling me about how they were going all around the world and all this shit, and I was like, damn. No, I'm from Fort Worth. I just live on my house.
Yeah.
I have a cat. And I have 2 cats, actually. And like, okay, cool. Like we were in Budapest yesterday. I was like, oh, I have a dog. She has seizures sometimes.
I might get a fish.
I might cats might eat it, but we're still thinking about it, you know.
Bro, you see they got glow in the dark fish?
The fuck, no.
I didn't know that. I went to PetSmart. I spent like 30 minutes just like, damn.
What the fuck? You're weird.
I'm weird?
Anyway, Charro chat real quick because we gotta get you guys out of here. We're dragging this out. First one, Charro chat. Fuck, why does it keep closing? What do you do to protect the back of your instrument from a botonadura? Well, you don't do anything.
Thank you for calling me out.
Yeah, yours is all scratched. I told you. I was like, wait, why don't you put something back there? Like, you're going to scratch it up, and now it's all Mickey out. Stupid ass.
It's not the worst, but yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. For me, I just put a little garra. Oh, look, send it to me. It's right there.
Oh.
I'll show you. It's just literally like a
Fuck.
stupid. Anyway,
Catch it.
done with that throw. What the fuck? It's basically just a little rag. It just goes like in front of my botonadora. It does get kind of annoying. I know right now people have been selling like the thing where you can just stick it to the back of your vihuela. That's honestly so much better. I just haven't bought one, but it's a good idea to not scratch up your instrument. And that's the thing too. Our galas are super thick. So like the ends, I just don't want it to like chip into the wood. That's the thing I'm scared of. So that's why like I put it on there now because those things are hard, man. They're sharp, and I do not want something scratching up. So you can use a rag, or you could use like one of those things that people have been selling. That just kind of goes on the instrument. Whichever one is easier for you. This person says, "Bring back the vlogs." I know. Don't remind me. I've been trying. You know, whatever. This person says, "What is a more intrinsic? What is more intrinsic to perform, audience or art form?" What does that mean? I only made it to my bachelor's. What is more intrinsic to performance, audience or art form?
It's like
what does intrinsic mean?
Intrinsic means like for the sake of. So, like, is audience more important to like the performance, or is it the art form?
Oh, your audience.
I think so.
I think it's your audience. I mean, it doesn't mean ignore the art form. I'm just saying that who's going to hire you? Who's there to watch you? Your audience. So who do you have to appeal to? Your audience. You could be the greatest player in the world, but if your audience doesn't like you, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm sorry. Like if we're out here trying to get more work or you're trying to put up a great performance, like, yeah, it starts with the art form. But I think we talked about this last week. If you have no charisma, if you have no showmanship, like, no one's going to want to watch you, brother. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you this. What do you think?
That's, I don't know. I'd rather skip this one.
Well, that's what I think. Like, I think you are there for your audience. Well, if you put it like this too, the audience again is gonna. That I say that for performance, right? But like at the same time, but when you make your art form, though, you do it for yourself too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I wouldn't go up there and completely go against what I like make as my art form. So like, how do I put this? Like, let's say I made a song, I would make that song. Like if I wrote a song and I produced it and everything, I would make it to myself because that's what I wanted to do. Now my performance or my audience doesn't like it or whatever. Well, I at least liked it, you know. But again, we're in the performance business. I'm talking about this like plainly, like going to play mariachi. I'm there for the audience, so I have to put on a good show for the audience in order to get paid. That's how I look at it. So if I don't put on a good performance, I will not get paid or get paid again in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I put it. What is the most Fuck, I cannot read. What is the most conducive? What up with these words? Is it me? What is the most conducive way to provide and receive healthy criticism? Every time if I were to criticize somebody, it would be constructive. Like, but even then, I don't want to tell anybody anything because for what? But if it's not really my duty to tell somebody if they're right or wrong, like, but if I see something, I will say something, I guess you could say, but I try not to say it in a way like I know more. I just say it like, when you go up, do this. And this mostly pertains to like manicos and stuff. Like when someone is like struggling to do something, if it's like obviously like bad technique or something, I'll just tell them, but I'll just like offer a suggestion. But I'm not there to lecture anybody because you never know how people are going to take that, you know? So, but I've done it before where someone's like, I'll tell them like, when you're going an up strum, like, are you using your thumb or what are you using? And they'll tell me like they're using the pick. And I'm like, no, like you should use your thumb. Like your thumb should be on the up strum, the other finger's on down. But that's just because, again, that's like, to me, that's technique. Like, but again, but at the end of the day, but I don't know. Como tú quieras, you know, because I'm not trying to ruin their lives. Like if I ruin their life, at least I said, but I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time I would ever criticize somebody. But it's usually to help them, you know, just trying to help. if they get mad, yeah, que puede ser, but
Yeah, it's just your approach. I think if you really want to help someone, like, and if that person's like a little explosive, I think for the most part, it's just better to leave people alone.
yeah, that's why I don't say anything. That's what I'm
But
saying.
if you really think it'll benefit them, just watch for your approach. Don't try to make it sound like you know everything.
Yeah, it's another thing.
But that's hard because
Yeah.
even if you don't try to, people can take it like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
How do gritos work? When, why, how, what types? For me, gritos are like, I don't do them personally because I can't. But I like that they do, like usually when people put them at the beginning of a song or anything like that, it's kind of like a tone setter, I also think it's something that happens naturally, like when the beginning of a song just sounds chingon, you're like, that's why Mexicans do it all the time.
yeah,
They hear a song, they're like, oh, because it's almost like instinct,
yeah,
But
it's just feeling.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I've done it before too. Like when we're just jamming, I'm just like, "Huele, óndale, sí." I'm like, I just want to say something. I'm like, chill out. Like you just don't know what to do. It's just like, But it's just something that I guess in general just comes out of you. I think that's the most authentic ones anyway. If you had a chance to play with any group artist, any time period, who would it be? Just super specific, man. I don't know. Tell me on another day. I don't know. I don't know who I would play with. I would want to do. Oh, I guess just in general, I always wanted to be a rock star, man. Like I would want to play like in a band, like a heavy distortion, like in a band. Like I feel like that's my vibe. I would want to be in one of those bands, like whether it's like punk or anything like that. But I'd want to be moving on stage, fucking playing guitar all rough and but just like dun, dun, or like something heavy. With people screaming and shit, like that's where I would want to be. Like that's what I would play. I don't have a specific artist in mind, but I would do like alternative or like just heavy rock. Yeah, that's what I would play for.
Sounds cool. I'm like, I want to play with the Beatles, bro.
That'd be cool. You'd be like on LSD, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That's the best part, right?
Your hair would you'd have to grow your hair out in the little like bullshit.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of interesting. You'd have the little circle glasses like John Lennon. I see it. All right. Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Underrated songs. Mariachi Loco.
El Mono Alambre.
Chingon. As a new mariachi, what's one thing you wish you knew when you first started mariachi? I wish I knew that it was this hard. No, actually, no. I think just in general, I wish I knew my worth. I wish I knew that in the beginning, like if I was gonna dedicate this much time to it, that I was around the right people and stuff like that, like in the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many regrets as far as with mariachi what I've done so far. But I think that's what it was. Mostly in the beginning, I was just kind of like around the wrong people, and I think I knew I really liked the music, but I was just around the wrong people. So then, usually now that like I'm in a place where like I'm happy to be here and the opportunities and the networking that I've done with the people that I'm in, like I really enjoyed it. But yeah, realistically, I don't have too many things that I would like kind of change with that. I like how the trajectory of my musical career has gone so far. But yeah, if I had to change anything with that at all, it would just be that. Just the beginning. I felt like
I feel that.
Yeah, I should have been around the right people, better people, I guess. Yeah.
But you ended up there.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I had to go through that and learn that lesson anyway too. So that's why I'm kind of glad that I kind of had to go through that, and now I'm in a place where like I enjoy the people that I work with, and just in general, like I enjoy being here. So, and that's something I couldn't say like towards the beginning of when I first started, especially.
Yeah.
But when you're young, you're just like, oh, I'm just playing my instrument and hoping for the best.
You're just happy to be there.
Yeah, but like later on, you kind of realize like, oh, that wasn't a good place. Yeah, I didn't really like that. You?
Probably like I mean, Sammy has a good point, so I guess I'll add like the learning of rap never ends, and just learning in general is never gonna end. I think there was a point where I was like, I want to be like learn everything, but that's like impossible because there's always new stuff coming out, or there's always.
Always.
Like news. There's always like stuff to improve. You know, you're never gonna be like at a peak where you can go like farther from, and that's what I would say. You know, always have like that mentality of like I'm gonna keep learning and I'm gonna keep like progressing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a thing for me too.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Thanks for sharing.
What is this AA?
Yeah. No, that's it, man. That is episode 152. Really appreciate you guys coming back. If you're a new follower, this is your first episode, or maybe the last one was your first episode. I just appreciate you guys coming in and to this little world, CharroBeans, man. So appreciate you guys coming back. We should be back hopefully as scheduled next week. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. You got anything before we
Thank you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your parents, your friends, your family, tu abuelo. He'll like it.
Oh yeah. And that's it.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, for sure. See you guys. Take it easy, and we appreciate you. Have a good week. Bye. Oh.